UFC Kansas City. This is the weigh-in recap show, full card predictions, and the betting breakdown. I'm looking forward to talking about each of the matchups on this card after seeing the fighters on the scales. So make sure you guys smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, turn the post notifications on to make sure you share the video too. And also note, I'll be live for the entire card Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. Don't miss the fight companion. And we're going to jump into the first fight of the night with the ladies going after it. We got Chelsea Chandler versus Jocelyn Edwards. Now, I've been picking Jocelyn Edwards to get the win throughout the week. I think tactically her striking is superior, more technical overall with her stand-up game. Chandler's a decent southpaw with, an aggressive kind of relatively high volume boxing style, but I'm not overly impressed. He's more got like that Diaz-esque striking flow, which makes it appealing to the eye because it kind of reminds you of like a shadow of Nick and Nate Diaz just as a girl. I'll say this though, you'll see in a moment the scales. Chandler actually lost some body fat. She was chubby Chandler for a minute, but she toned it down and she made 135. Actually, she weighed 134 since the first time, 2019, last time she did it. In the UFC, she never made the weight class. So shout out to her there. Her Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is decent. Her grappling's not bad, but not a high caliber wrestler. She's a brown belt in Jiu-Jitsu. I feel like Edwards is more well-versed. I think she's better in all facets of the game as far as a technicality standpoint goes. Maybe not as good at pure jiu-jitsu, but I believe the grappling skill sets for MMA that Edwards possess will be at the very least enough in the defensive portion to survive any offensive attack from Chelsea Chandler. So I'm going to say Jocelyn Edwards wins a decision. I think she's the quicker striker. New look Chelsea Chandler coming in shape is interesting. Let's talk about the scales. Let me bring up the ladies here. All right, let's pull through here. Now, shout out to MMA Junkie. They decided not to get any pictures, man. So I got to kind of scroll through in whatever order, but it's all right. I'll keep you guys entertained and I'm scrolling through. And to be honest, the pictures are way better here. Chelsea Chandler actually looks skinny. Look at her face. Look at the jawline. I was pretty impressed with the fact that she made 134 pounds and that she obviously has lost some fat. She shredded down a bit because for a while she was looking chubby. She wasn't looking slim thick. She was looking too thick. And she was really just a women's featherweight for a while. And she was, trying to fight at 135, but it was kind of just smoke and mirrors. Now, on the opposite side, we'll scroll down to her girl. We're seeing Edwards at the ceremonials, but no, we need the official. Jocelyn Edwards also has had some issues with weight management in the past, but she looked pretty quality on the scale too. Both girls seem to be taking this very serious. Both girls coming in relatively good shape. And I like the matchup between ladies to start the card off. I don't know. I'm intrigued by this women's fight. Some women's fight you couldn't give a two fuck about. But this one, I'm like, I'm excited to see what the hell happens because I feel like Edwards more talented, but Chandler's gritty, maybe grittier. And let's check this out. The face-off. Chelsea Chandler, to be honest, in this picture, she looks like she just rolled out of bed. Why is it that Jocelyn Edwards, you squint, it's like, yo, is that Leon with braids, yo? What the fuck? I feel like Jocelyn Edwards handles business. She's 5 years younger. She's in her prime at 29. She's got double or more the pro damn experience, And I think that her overall game is getting better. She's been in the UFC a long time now. Chelsea Chandler's fun, but I'd say Edwards is the girl with a lot higher of a ceiling, being Chandler at 34. How far is she really going to take it? I'm going to say that Jocelyn Edwards pulls through. I think that she gets a win by decision. Most likely, she's faster on the feet and avoids some clinch work and takedown threats by Chelsea. Chelsea's a plus 230 underdog. I'm not surprised. I've picked Chelsea Chandler as a dog in the past. It was against Josiane Nunes. And people really thought Nunes would be pretty good. And she pulled off that upset. And that kind of had me singing the praises of Chandler a bit. But you see what the fuck happened. Josiane Nunes turned out to be mid as hell, man. She got destroyed by Cachoeira. She's taking a handful of losses. So Chelsea Chandler's stock is not at some type of all-time high or anything like that. Plus 230. Chelsea Chandler. Just imagine the sprinting memes in the other direction. That's what I think of. Minus 270 for Jocelyn Edwards. Edwards wins. Minus 305 over. Most likely. Decision sucks. I mean, bro, a lot of these lines are shit here. I wouldn't even want to play the fucking spread because I'm not even sure Chandler gets around. It could be 30-27. It could be 29-28. I think in a close fight, Jocelyn Edwards prevails because the ceiling is higher. The rate of growth between fights, I'll presume, is higher. And I think Jocelyn Edwards should handle it. She looked good on the scale, right? Both girls looked solid on the scale. But honestly, Chelsea Chandler might be worse without the slight weight advantage that she's been having missing weight in these damn fights. You know what I'm saying? She lost some fat, but she might have lost some pump. Pump? Is that it? Some pop, I should say. Some pump. Or she might have lost some pump too. I don't know. Jocelyn Edwards, La Pantera for the W. The Edwards family taking home a win. The unofficial sister of Leon Edwards. Unofficially. Timmy Cuamba versus Roberto Romero. I am going with Roberto Romero to outdog Timmy Cuamba. We got a Mexican scrapper versus Timmy. Bro, I'm sorry, man. The name just sways me off him. To be honest with you, I'm just cracking jokes up in here. I actually like Timmy Cuamba, but man, he gives up space. He likes to fight off that back foot and circle out a lot, and he kind of lets his opponents dictate the pace of the fight and the range of the fight. In essence, it's like he kind of gets pushed around in there a little bit. Too willing to back up. He doesn't hold his ground, man. He moves a lot. And with Romero, I expect pressure. I expect takedown threat. I expect boxing combinations in close. I think Romero punches a bit harder. I think he's a little bit better in close range with his hands. I will say Cuamba got that good mid-range straight, though. His 1-2s aren't bad. Got a little bit of wrestling, but not super high caliber. Doesn't move his motherfucking head, though. Doesn't move his head. Romero actually gets some slips in there. He looks slick. Like Timmy Cuamba, damn, bro. He makes me look like Mike Tyson if you watch the shadow boxes, bro. I'm slipping my head like never before compared to him. The hell? Cuamba's very much on the center line, dude. He just is. Nice 1-2, but also there to be hit with the straight and the hook, man. Too many opportunities to get caught with big shots for my liking. I think Roberto Romero will land some big punches on his face. I think Roberto Romero hurts Timmy Cuamba at some point. Don't know if he puts him out. I lean towards decision. Cuamba really fighting for his job here too now. 2 losses in a row. I think Roberto Romero decision makes more sense, and I'm going to favor that. And honestly, I'm going to say this too. Romero's got nice kicks. If you look at his low kick arsenal, like he can mix shit up overall. His striking game is pretty fine-tuned. I mean, still, he's 25 years old. He's a young guy. He's got a lot of potential, though, and I like him a lot. And I'm going to say Roberto Romero in a gritty fight, that Mexican style comes through and takes out Timmy Cuamba here. But we got to check out the scales, all right? I'm going to call the scales the infamous scales on this card because I'm scrolling through like a maniac. To be honest with you guys, I just didn't feel like saving 30 pictures and just bringing them up. I'd rather just scroll through and give you guys a little, I don't know, entertaining jokes in the in-between. Let's find our boy. Is he on this page, Timmy Cuamba? I probably could have wrote the pages down, but you know what, guys? I like to keep it on the fucking fly. I like to keep the intensity high. There's Timmy. There he is, Timmy Turner. He should have just went by Timmy Turner Cuamba, man. Twilight Timmy, I don't know how I'm feeling. I feel like he's getting sent to the Twilight Zone when he has that nickname, you know? You get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. Romero, though. Okay. Romero got that Amish fucking goatee, man. Holy hell. Take out the braids. I think that he's living in Amish country stateside, man. He got that Amish thing. Holy shit. The little neck beard action right in the front. Respect to the, I don't even want to call it a chin strap. It's a little neck strap, a little fur down below, bro. Holy shit, man. Respect to it, though. Respect to it. It's an intense look, man. I don't know if it helps him, with the ladies and whatnot, but I do think as far as looking scary, he looks pretty nuts. There's the face-off right there. Intensity is high between the two, staring them nose to nose. I just get the feeling that Roberto Romero gets him. That's what I feel. I feel Romero does more damage. He has more aura. I mean, yeah, we're talking aura now. He's in great shape. Both guys are. Skill set-wise, the pick. Everything else, these are all intangibles. But I like what I saw from Romero at the face-offs. I like the energy. And I think he's winning the fight. What the fuck? He's the underdog again? What the hell? The line completely flipped. That's crazy. Roberto Romero is a live underdog, guys. Roberto Romero is a quality dog. When I was doing my Savage Dog Lock this week, I like to do it when the line is, playable at the moment, not like beforehand. And he was actually at the favorite status. But Romero, I mean, he would have been a valuable dog to consider in the favorite dog section all week, or potentially, could have even been a Savage dog. I definitely think Roberto Romero is a quality dog play. I like him at plus 105. I like him at plus money action, dude. I think he's got a good chance. In a dog fight, I think he can win. It's a 50-50 coin flip style of fight, right? Because you got prospect versus prospect. But I'm going with the guy that got more grit, and I see the flaw of Cuamba's lack of head movement. Chasing props is kind of useless here. I mean, you can go over, but why? Just money line Romero if you need to bet this one. If you're like, bro, I have to bet this fight, that's the one. Let's see. Red action here. Oh, they have it flipped. Damn, I'm not doing that. Nah. Plus money, just straight on the dog. I think that's the best way. Romero decision plus 185, but the lack of head movement from Cuamba, you could get caught at plus 500. But I would rather just money line, bro. Most likelihood of success, if you're throwing some heat down. I think Roberto Romero at plus 105. I think he's a live dog that can come through and get it done. So I'm going to pick Roberto Romero and feeling pretty good, actually, like seeing him on the scales look shredded. The gas tank issues, I'm going to assume are a thing of the past, and I hope that to be true. Let's keep running. Next fight, we got the ladies going after it again. Jacqueline Amorim versus Polyana Viana. This should be a mismatch as far as the grappling goes. I'm going to pick Amorim by sub. She should be able to get Polyana Viana to the ground. She should be able to potentially threaten her with a submission on the mat. Jacqueline Amorim's a lot better at jiu-jitsu. Viana gives up a lot of takedowns. Her striking isn't bad, though. Viana can mix it up with her hands. She's got a bit of pop. She knocked out Jinh Frey, but that's not a commonality with her. I think Jacqueline gets this fight to the mat and subs her. But I will say, if things get testy and Viana survives, Amorim's striking is sus AF. I'm going to tell you guys that absolutely straight down the motherfucking center, that the striking flow of Jacqueline Amorim is suspect. And that's the honest truth, the God honest truth. Jacqueline Amorim is a flat-footed striker. She may have gotten better. She's, 29 years old, training at ATT. I'm sure they're doing a lot of striking rounds, but I haven't been impressed with her stand-up. I love her jiu-jitsu, though. So I'm going to favor the grappling, especially in a women's fight like this. I think Viana too susceptible to getting taken down, and I'm going to say that, we get a win for the side of Amorim. I think Amorim can do it. You can see her right on the scale. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Perfect. Right next to each other, bro. Listen. We got Jacqueline Amorim looking good on the scale. She looks ready to go. Then we got Polyana Viana with the tattoos. You know what I'm saying? She got the crazy look. She does that cosplay shit online. So she got her cult following heavy. Listen, bro. It's, the girl that you probably should hang out with here versus the one that, is deceiving you on the side. You get what I'm saying? She's getting in your head, bro, okay? I'm telling you, Amorim for the win. And I think her game's pretty quality on the mat, enough so that she's getting it to the ground, and she's doing pretty good work from there. Now, the face-off is deceptive. You're going to say, what the fuck? Viana looks way bigger. She's not that much taller. Viana, I made sure of this, was wearing shoes. Amorim was in sandals, okay? She was in the flip-flop sandals, not even like a slide. You understand me? So Amorim and her are much closer in height than we're seeing right here, okay? Just so you know, just a little fair warning. If you're sitting there and you're like, bro, what the fuck? You're like, the height difference worries me. Viana's striking. Nah, I wouldn't worry too much. And, at the end of the day, don't matter really if she's a little taller. When they're on the mat, it doesn't make a difference, all right? Amorim from top position is going to find success. She's a 7-1 motherfucking favorite. She's a 7-1 favorite. It's too wide, but it is what it is. She's going to win the fight, though. She's going to win. The odds are shit, but she's going to win. She's going to win. Over is plus money. So anticipating a sub, probably, yeah, minus 175. My God, where can we find plus money here? How can I find plus money? Give me a second. How does she get plus money? Let's see. Oh my God, you can't even get anything. There's minus 500 for the spread on Amorim. Rounds 1 and 2, minus 230. Amorim by sub in round 1 is plus 150. Can Viana survive a round on the ground? Because you can get paid 4-1 on that Amorim sub round 2. I feel like she's live as hell for the sub in round 1, but round 2 could be a viable option. I think submission. I think Jacqueline Amorim's jiu-jitsu is way too good for Polyana Viana. And I think the takedowns land, and I think the success on the ground is an absolute certainty. So we're going with Jacqueline Amorim, win by submission. She should pull through. Let's keep running. Next fight on the card, we got Cameron Saaiman versus Malcolm Wellmaker. I've been picking Malcolm Wellmaker throughout the week. Now it's a prospect battle type of fight, right? Up and coming Wellmaker making his UFC debut. 9-2 Saaiman, who's coming off back-to-back losses against C-Rod and Peyton Talbot. Not horrible losses, right? Because Peyton Talbot's a good striker, and C-Rod's good in all areas, to be fair. I think Malcolm Wellmaker's pretty fast on the feet. I like his angle cutting. I like his handiwork. His boxing's good. His hands are fast and he's clean with his striking. And Saaiman doesn't bring a big grappling threat. So I expect a lot of striking between these two. The question mark around Wellmaker will be, can he keep up with Cameron Saaiman's pace? I think that's the biggest question, right? But I do feel in my heart of hearts that Malcolm Wellmaker could land some thudding shots and catch Cameron Saaiman as he looks to blitz and close range. Saaiman's a big high volume striker. He's got a very consistent pressure based high volume attack. But if Wellmaker can land some big shots and make Saaiman respect him, Simon's going to have to back off or run the risk of getting absolutely fucking flattened here. So I do think Malcolm Wellmaker can shine in the stand-up department in this fight. I think he's quicker than Cameron Saaiman and he's slicker than Cameron Saaiman. Going to have a little bit of a range advantage as well with that 4.5-inch reach advantage. I think that will help him in a very boxing heavy fight. I think Malcolm Wellmaker does pretty good with his hands here. And I think he touches up Cameron Saaiman and showcases a bit of a speed advantage as well. Because there is one. There is a speed advantage with him. Like his side just seems like, the slightly better one. Let's find our boys on the scale here. All right, let's find them, man. MMA Junkie did this to me. Come on, guys. Why are you not posting the clips? I give you guys a shout out every single card. Come on, OGs. Saaiman on the scale. There he is. He's looking happy, excited to be here. Let me fucking shrink myself. He's looking excited to be here. All right. He looks solid, man. He actually looked like this kid that used to fucking live in my neighborhood, man. He fights similar to him, too. I'm not even lying to you. Like, it's like they have the same character archetype, okay? This is like the most evolved version of the fighting style of this kid I used to know down the street. So pretty fucking hilarious, man. Then on the opposite side, we got Malcolm Wellmaker. Looks decent on the scale. I don't know, not as impressive to be real as Saaiman does. A little flatter, muscularity and whatnot. But he also has that fucking crazy tattoo down the center. So how much definition can we really see? Side by side, though, both guys look in good shape. Wellmaker looks pretty good. Saaiman and him look about the same height. Wellmaker's listed as taller, but, I expect similar heights. You can see, though, shorter arms on the side of Saaiman, which I think helps Wellmaker. Now, advantage experience in the UFC for Saaiman, but also that, unknown factor of Wellmaker. Like he could have a really high ceiling, and we know that Cameron Saaiman has taken some L's. And sure, I'm sure he's gotten better. I'm sure, but still 2 losses in a row, and I think that Wellmaker can win. I'm going to go with Wellmaker to find a way. I think when there's a will, there's a way, and it's a Wellmaker fight. The welder, Wellmaker in a close one. -130 for Wellmaker, +110 for Saaiman. I will say you're kind of playing with fire, betting on this one here. I see it as potentially a coin flip fight that could go down to one scorecard, meaning it could be a split decision. Over is -165. Fight ends in a split or majority is +400. I could definitely see a split decision here. The D-gen play, but I could definitely see a split decision. Wellmaker on the cards is +275. Interesting, Saaiman by decision is +200. Wow. The smaller line for the underdog to win by a decision. That's interesting to me. But I'm going to say Malcolm Wellmaker on the cards. If he gets a knockout, that will be ever impressive, and I'll say, holy shit. But I do think Simon's chin's pretty good. I know he got fucked up bad against Peyton Talbot, but he also ate a shitload of damaging shots. I'm going to say Malcolm Wellmaker in a competitive fight outworks, outstrikes, and outdogs Cameron Saaiman in a pretty entertaining fight. Let's go. Next fight on the card, we have Damon Blackshear versus Alatengheili. Woo, I like this matchup. I'm a big Damon Blackshear fan. You guys know it. If you follow the channel long enough, you know I think Damon Blackshear is pretty close to top 15 level. I really think he's going to dog walk Alatengheili. Blackshear's been showing improvements each and every fight. Stand-up game has definitely gotten better. Grappling game is always solid. Black belt in jiu-jitsu, very creative submission threat. Alatengheili's a tough customer, though. He's physically pretty imposing. He's a strong guy. Got decent wrestling, but crazy physicality difference. 5'10 to 5'5", 72-inch reach to 66.5. So Damon Blackshear's striking, I think he's going to be clearly faster, and you're going to notice an athleticism and fast twitch fiber advantage, meaning like he's more explosive on the feet and he gets to the target quicker. Haley can rip some decent little overhands, but it's not like, whoa, is stand-up game scary? I'm not worried too much about Damon Blackshear getting chinned in this one. And I don't really think Alatengheili can chain wrestle Blackshear for 3 rounds. I think Blackshear is better at grappling than him. I'm going to say Damon Blackshear. I think decision, but there is the threat of submission because Blackshear is very crafty with his submission arsenal. But I expected Damon Blackshear victory nonetheless. I think that he looks pretty clean here with Alatengheili because Haley's been very tough to submit in the UFC and he has that short, stockier frame at 136. I feel like I have to favor Blackshear to get his hand raised on the judges' scorecard. So I'm going to say decision for Damon Blackshear is going to be my, official prediction here. But Alatengheili, I mean, listen, he's not awful. Alateng's not terrible. But yeah, we'll go with the side of Blackshear decision, but I want to say he locks up some crazy sub because, it would just be way more entertaining. But, Alatengheili, he's a tough customer, man. He was submitted once and it was fucking years ago. You can see Damon Blackshear, dude looks absolutely shredded up, looks in fantastic shape. I think he's highly motivated. He had that bad loss to Montel Jackson, and I think newer fans would be like, oh, you look like a bum. Oh, Cody Gibson has a few moments. Listen, he also nearly got Mario Batista's ass on a fucking mega short notice, okay? Like, he nearly got him on super, super short notice. We got Alatengheili. Alatengheili, man, I just can't see it. I can't see it. I don't have any, hard roast to do. Does kind of look like an uncle. That's the vibe I get from him. And I feel like Damon Blackshear has more long-staying UFC potential. I think at the very least, Damon Blackshear could be, top 15 contender. I can't see that for Alatengheili. I'd be pretty shocked. And Alatengheili upset here because it would probably have to be a decision. Him outworking Blackshear for 3 rounds and out wrestling him. Outstriking him? I don't think so. I would say that's rather unlikely. So my pick is going to be Damon Blackshear to handle Alatengheili in this matchup. I feel like Blackshear's quality, guys. I really do. Now he's a 5-1 favorite. Oh my God, based as fuck take, dude. Minus 500 is a lock? Yes, it is. It is what it is. Fuck the lines. It's a confident pick either way. Alateng's a big dog. Plus 385 for Alatengheili, but I don't think he got much of a shot, man. I don't believe it. Blackshear over 1.5 takedowns plus 150. It's a possibility. Alateng over 0.5. To be honest, he could land a takedown too. Blackshear on the cards plus 135. KO plus. How the fuck is sub only plus 125? It doesn't make any sense. It hasn't made sense to me all week, man. Like, I know Blackshear's got nasty subs, but Alatengheili, to submit Alatengheili to me, betting-wise, it would be worth a lot more than just getting fucking plus 125 on my money. You know what I'm saying? Because Alatengheili is defensively sound in grappling. Yeah, I lean towards Blackshear on the judges' scorecards. I say, as shitty as the odds are, Blackshear is essentially more of a parlay piece as opposed to actually, something you can go at the money line. You can't. It's minus 500. It's not. I mean, if you want to throw fucking $5,000 to make something down on them, that's your own motherfucking business. But $500 gonna make you 100. It's realistically long term. That's a dangerous strat. You know what I'm saying? But I think Damon Blackshear wins. Maybe a little, 2-3 legger with Damon Blackshear, maybe an underdog and another favorite, Big Bang Bosch. We'll talk parlays at the end. Blackshear for the dubs, though. Blackshear for the dubs. I like Blackshear. He's my guy. If you follow the channel long enough, I like his style. Let's keep running. Next fight on the card, we got Chris Gutierrez versus John Castañeda. This one is interesting. So it's taking place at 145 pounds. Both these guys are bantamweights. They've been booked to fight few times now. Finally, we get the fight to actually unfold. I've been picking Chris Gutierrez, but to be real with you guys, the first time this fight was coming up, I was leaning Castañeda. I find myself in like a fucking constant pickle with this fight. Okay, Castañeda could land takedowns. He could win a close decision. Oh, Chris Gutierrez could touch him up with strikes, attack the legs well, and win a close decision. I see it as a competitive fight. I do. I see it as a back and forth. I see it as a matchup that could definitely be a split decision as well. I could see a couple split decisions on this damn card. I'm going to say Chris Gutierrez, at least for now. I don't know. Is the scale going to do anything crazy? It's not. We'll bring up the scale in a second. The worry with Chris Gutierrez for me is there was a good amount of control from Kwang Lee in a recent win for him. And John Castañeda could look to adapt a similar style. Castañeda also trains with Kwang Lee as well. So, there's, the knowledge of opposition being that somebody from the gym has fought him. Chris Gutierrez, I would consider a more riskier bet, but it is close money. Castañeda could be a live underdog. I don't think it's crazy. If you told me, bro, I'm going to bet Castañeda, you're live to win it. Like, I'm not sitting here lying to you. I'm not trying to sell you some narrative that, oh my God, Chris Gutierrez is so much better. No, but I think he lands a little bit more significant. I could see him losing a split decision, though. Shit, bro, I might have to fucking go Castañeda split decision. Fuck it, bro. I might have to flip it. I'm not actually flipping it, but, all bullshit and banter aside, I think that the truth be told, Gutierrez is sharper, man. Gutierrez is sharper at striking. Castañeda is aggressive, and he has nice pressure, but it's not like he's super clean. It's not like he's super crisp. He leaves things to be desired for me, enough so where I'm like, man, picking him just don't feel right. There's Chris Gutierrez. When he's on one, Chris Gutierrez is a terrifying striker, but he's looking a little old. You notice that with Chris Gutierrez? Castañeda looks young as fuck. There's a year difference in age between these two. But why does Castañeda look 27 and Chris Gutierrez looks like, his fucking young uncle or something like that? Like, what the fuck? That's fucking weird, man. Let's look at the side by side. I think it's just the angles. I'm getting all freaked out. I'm freaking myself out, chat. I hate pick flipping. I do. I hate pick flipping because, it's been a tendency to go awry when I pick flip. There's the face off. I worry about Chris Gutierrez's mental side. I do. I worry about Chris Gutierrez's mental a lot, a big time a lot. I think that Castañeda is more rock solid up top. Depends on what Gutierrez shows up. Is Castañeda able to land those takedowns? How do the leg kicks affect him? He struggled with the tactical striking of Daniel Marcos, but is Chris Gutierrez really to the caliber of Daniel Marcos? He probably doesn't have as good takedown defense. You see where I'm fumbling with myself? Because I'm thinking back, bro, a couple months ago, you were feeling Castañeda, then you went against your lean. It's like, do I just flip back to my OG side? I'm sitting here and pondering on it, chat. I am. I'm literally sitting here wondering what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to just stick with the OG pick. As much as I think Castañeda is a live dog, pick flips, I feel like have been bad luck for me this year. And I also don't want anybody throwing down on Castañeda to shit their pants if I set in the jinx. You understand? So you're welcome. You're welcome. But at plus 122, he's not a horrible play. Minus 142 for Gutierrez. Let's see. What can we do? Over is likely at minus 460. Fight ends in a split majority decision, plus 275. Feel like it does. Where's the spread? Castañeda spread. I need it. Fuck. Minus 225, bro. That Castañeda spread sounds so good to me, though. I think that Castañeda spread is fucking live. I don't see him getting 30-27. The thing is, with less of a weight cut, is Chris Gutierrez more powerful? How does his striking look? Is he more confident? Is his gas tank better? Is John Castañeda, at a disadvantage? This is one of these fights, man. I fucking sit on this one and I feel like I'm tossing and turning, bro. I am literally tossing and turning. I'm losing sleep off of this damn fight. Castañeda by split decision plus 650 might just be worth a DGen bet. Castañeda by split decision plus 650, the betting side. If you were on the betting side, I feel like Castañeda is more appealing. But the pick side is Gutierrez wins by a fucking smidge. But now I'm selling myself out of it. I'm going to give you guys my final 10-second breakdown. Gutierrez, good leg kicker. Chopping leg kicks. Picks his shots well. Good lateral movement. Castañeda, solid aggressiveness, solid pressure, some decent wrestling, some okay hands, can mix up shots relatively well, has that boxer wrestler style. Definitely got picked apart by Daniel Marcos. Doesn't have bad combos though. And you know, with Gutierrez, the biggest worry you have to have with him, he has moments of low fight IQ tactics. And he also has fucking moments of lapse in confidence. Like he loses confidence. He has said himself he has confidence issues. And now I'm picking a guy with confidence issues against a guy that absolutely is a savage that's going to be relentless and looking to chase him down, looking to land key takedowns. Win? Fuck, man. This is the hardest post weigh-in pick because I won't lie to you. I love the aura from Castañeda. You know what? You know what? To get one back, when I flip from underdog to favorite, shit goes awry. But when I flip from favorite to underdog, I feel like I'm living lavishly. What must be done, must be done. I'm going to go with the OG pick that I did over a month ago. I'm going back to Castañeda. I can't avoid it, man. I'm going to kick myself if I don't, man. I feel like I can't pick Chris Gutierrez with confidence, man. I can't really pick either one of these guys with confidence. When you have me tossing and turning and flip-flopping like this, you know what that tells you? It might be better off to just stay away from a coin flip fight like this. But I feel like Castañeda is a good underdog, man. Is the plus money tempting me to sway? If it was even money, would I sway? I feel like I'd still sway. I'm going to go split decision, John Castañeda, flip a goddamn coin. I want to move on from this fight. Next fight on the card, we have Evan Elder versus Gage Young. I'm picking Evan Elder. I think Evan Elder handles him. Elder's hands are pretty good. He definitely's got some solid boxing chops. His overall game is solid. He's more experienced in the UFC, 4 UFC fights, and shown a lot of toughness, man. Even the Saaiman fight, he's winning before the doctor's stoppage. Got 2 straight wins, has shown power in both his fights. Gage Young is a decent prospect, but has not fought the opposition that Elder has. And it's almost like Gage Young is Evan Elder 4 years ago, you know? Because, like, there are similarities to both guys. Similar heights, similar reaches. I would say that Elder might be a little better with his hands. Gage Young maybe a little better with his kicks. I feel like Evan Elder wins by landing more significant punches. I think Gage Young tries to wrestle a bit, but Elder's going to be pretty strong. I guess I kind of feel like Evan Elder just big brothers Gage Young. I feel pretty good about an Evan Elder pick on, you know, close decision, 29-28. There's a chance he could put Gage out, but Gage's chin is strong, man. I'm going to say Evan Elder is going to get his hand raised in this one, and I feel like he looks pretty good doing it. Let's look at the damn scales, man. I'm still freaking out from the Castañeda one, man. I need a like second to breathe here. I'm like, I gotta calm myself down, bro. I'm going nuts over here. I'm going nuts, man. This is a wild ass card. You can see them both on the ceremonials right there. Here's a little preview of the ceremonials, bro. Fucking Elder's jacked as a motherfucker, dude. Elder looks stacked, bro. There's Evan Elder down here. The ceremonial scales, he looks better, but he looks pretty good on the scale here. Evan Elder's locked the fuck in. Then Gage Young, to be honest, on short notice, didn't look bad, but like you definitely can see dude had a weight cut. For sure, he had a weight cut. You know what I'm saying? Like you could see it on his face. Like Elder made weight more easily. Didn't look as rocky. You know what I'm saying? When the hair looks all sweaty and shit, you know he was cut until the final moment before he stepped on that damn scale. Let's get the face off. I should probably keep it like this and get the face off. Where is it? Where's my face off between these two? I'm telling you, bro. Look at this face off right now. Don't you feel it? Evan Elder just kind of big brothers Gage Young. He's a little bit more mature, a little more developed in his fighting career, and I think he's going to be a little bit better. I liked Gage Young against Quillen Salkeld on Contender, but I don't think he's winning here against Elder. So going with Evan Elder, I think he wins this fight. I think he lands some big shots. I like his game. Plus 175 for Gage, minus 200 range for Evan Elder. I think he pulls through. I'm going Elder for the W. Elder, W, makes a lot of sense. You know, I think he's more of a straight money line / parlay piece. I think decisions live at minus 110, but a KO is not crazy at plus 550. He does have power and Young coming in on short notice, but Young is pretty fucking tough, man. I feel like they're going to end up going all three. And I'm going to say Evan Elder on the cards at minus 110 is the official prediction here, but I think Elder straight down the center on the money line is kind of a baller side. Like maybe Elder in a little parlay. Cook up something with Evan Elder. I don't think it's a bad idea at all. We're going Evan Elder in a close fight, in a back and forth fight. I think Evan Elder can beat Gage Young here. So Elder for the W, getting it done. I'm going to say decision. Landing bigger shots, but doesn't put Gage Young out. Maybe stings him, but I think Young's pretty durable. And I'm going to say Elder on the scorecards makes the most sense. Next fight, feature prelim, Matt Schnell versus Jimmy Flick. Holy hell. We got flyweight savagery going after it right here. I think that Matt Schnell should destroy Jimmy Flick. And if he doesn't, then oh my God, how washed is Schnell? Schnell's the better striker, no argument. Jimmy Flick does have deceptively good jiu-jitsu, though. His striking's really bad, so you forget that he's like legit on the ground. Pulled off that sub against Cody Durden in 2020. Granted, retired after. Did not understand that. And I had picked him in that fight, so shout out to him there. And then looking at, coming back, losing, knockout against Charles Johnson, losing KO against Costa. To be fair, though, he wasn't like fully out. He's still pretty durable. He beat Malcolm Gordon. You got to put respect on his name for that. And then Nate Maness just beat the shit out of him for 3 rounds. I feel like Matt Schnell's striking's a lot better. It's just Schnell throws caution to the wind in brawls. So it's kind of like knockout or bust for Matt Schnell. And for Flick, I think it's kind of submission or bust, to be real with you guys. I'm going to say Matt Schnell finds a way to win. I think he can rock Jimmy Flick on the feet. I think he can avoid his submission threat. I feel like Schnell's pretty athletic, and his submission defense normally is good. I know he got caught in the sub here with Durden. You say, oh, well, Durden lost here. It's a long time ago against Durden, and Flick retired. To be honest, Schnell retired after that Durden fight. I thought we'd never see him again, but he wanted to do a send-off fight here, and I think that Matt Schnell probably does get a W. He should retire after this fight and stick with his plan. Unfortunately, for an OG like Schnell, I just have a bad feeling that he refuses to retire, even if things go completely awry in this matchup. Like, his mentality is, oh, I just won one. I'm going to do another one. I'm not calling it yet. I'm not done with fighting. I still got something. We can see Schnell there looking in good shape. The signature look. That's Matt Schnell. When it's a Matt Schnell fight, it's going to be a good one, man. He got the fucking freaky biceps, bro. He's a good athlete. He's a good brawler. He's a fun brawler, but I don't know, man. It's just worrisome with Matt Schnell because of the willingness, overly willing, to just throw caution to the wind each and every damn time. Jimmy Flick on the scale. Jimmy Flick looked half out of it. He looks stoned, to be honest. When they were at the weigh-in, I was like, yo, Jimmy Flick just looks like he's straight chilling, man. Even at the ceremonials, dude, he's just straight chilling. He's just happy to be there. He's a real jiu-jitsu guy, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like Matt Schnell pulls through in this one. This should be a bit of a gimme, man. If he loses to Flick, this is a bad loss for him. I feel like he's still got a little something left. There's a face-off. Schnell a little taller. What does it matter? Not much. I say Schnell, with his hands, does enough damage to get him out of there. And oh my gosh, man, the line here is crazy. At open, it was -325. There is a lot of love on Jimmy Flick. Now it's just -160 for Schnell. That blows my mind. +130 for Jimmy Flick. I'm going to say that Matt Schnell does win. Let's see here. Over 1.5, +100. Live to go over 1.5, to be real with you guys. Schnell wins by a KO, +160. Flick by sub, +225. I feel like Schnell KOs him. I think he hits him with some big shots. I think Flick won't be able to deal with the hand speed or punching power. Definitely feel like Schnell's a lot better at boxing than Jimmy Flick, and he's a lot quicker and more explosive. Flick mostly just brings the, grappling threat, and unless Matt Schnell is just, completely reckless and just follows Flick to the ground and puts himself in something stupid, I think Matt Schnell should beat him up on the feet and probably put his lights out. So, gonna go Matt Schnell for the win against Jimmy Flick, and I do think he finds the finish and can retire with the win if he desires. Let's jump to our main card opener. We got Ikram Aliskerov versus André Muniz. And also, if you guys are watching and enjoying, make sure you smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe. My pick here is going to be Ikram Aliskerov. I really believe that Ikram is so much better than Muniz. To be fair, though, Muniz did look in good shape, but he's the essence of mostly just a jiu-jitsu guy with kicks. His ground game is, nasty. At one point it was, but I feel like his prime was here. I mean, when he didn't sub Uriah Hall, I got suspect, right? When he subbed off the, Eric Anders of the world, when he broke Jacare's arm, it was like Muniz had aura. but he's fallen off. He got subbed up by Brendan Allen. He got ground and pound KO by Paul Craig. And then he got a real wiry, close, and maybe, could have even been controversial decision against Park. And then you look at Ikram Aliskerov, it's like a loss to Rob Whittaker, who's hyper elite, and he took that fight stepping in, replacing Hamzat short notice. Yeah, he got destroyed in one shot. But if you look at his overall game, I mean, he handles business nicely. He's got good boxing chops. He's got strong wrestling. Ikram Aliskerov is a dangerous fighter, man. And I really believe that Ikram Aliskerov can dictate the pace of this fight, that he can dictate where this fight takes place. I could see Aliskerov controlling from top position with Muniz trying to throw up submissions. Aliskerov could embrace the grind and win a wrestling heavy fight, but I also think Aliskerov could do damage on the feet and put André Muniz out, because I feel like Muniz's striking is pretty sus. His boxing is pretty bad, and I think Aliskerov's got some pop in his hands. He definitely got some stinging shots, and I don't know, just feel like much more of a danger threat on the side of striking for Ikram Aliskerov. I'll be honest, if you squint, bro, if you squint for a second with me, guys. Squint? Holy shit. Islam Makhachev? Is that him? Oh, shit. No, it's not. He does look fucking Islam-like. It's that Dagestan blood. I understand. And then André Muniz. But I'm telling you, Muniz look fucking shredded, bro. We all trying to get those Muniz shreds. Respect to Muniz showing up in shape, man. But I don't know. We've seen this a lot. Brazilian versus Dagestan. And yes, there have been guys from Brazil taking out guys from Dagestan. But I think more times Dagestan handles Brazil. So I'm going to say we're going with the Dagestan blood in the battle of countries. There's the face-off between the two. Intense stare down. I think Aliskerov can do damage on the feet. Wouldn't blow my mind if he doesn't get the finish and he wins a decision. No, it wouldn't shock me. He's a really wide favorite. Minus 450. Ikram, nasty. Ugh. Nasty wide. Plus 350 from Muniz. Again, it's a parlay piece only. The money line is just a parlay piece. That's all you can do. Over a round and a half, minus 110. It's definitely live to go over a round and a half. I could see Ikram being patient. Ikram with over 1.5 takedowns, plus 175. Okay. Muniz with the takedown. Nah, probably not. Probably taken down or maybe even pulls guard and then tries to throw up a submission from bottom. The Muniz sub line is plus 800. Aliskerov KO line minus 200. Essentially, they're saying there's not much value on the betting side here. The spread for Aliskerov minus 350. Shit, man. It's shit. There's nothing you can really do. You want to go chase fucking round props? I don't. But I do believe Ikram Aliskerov is more dangerous on the feet than André Muniz. He definitely packs a bigger punch than André Muniz. I think the wrestling is a very positive factor dictating where this fight takes place. I'm going to say Ikram Aliskerov is very live to take it home by a finish. I'm going to assume knockout, maybe ground and pound, maybe a KO on the feet. And I think Ikram gets a W. So we're going with Ikram Aliskerov to beat up André Muniz in this one. Makes a lot of sense to me. And I think Ikram's still pretty good. I'm not writing him off just because of a loss to Rob Whittaker. Next fight on the card, we got Randy Brown versus Nicolas Dalby. Now, listen, guys, I have been picking Rude Boy. I've been going Randy Brown all week, man. I've been doing it. I've been going Downtown Brown. Downtown Brown. I think Randy Brown could catch Dalby from the outside with some good straights. Randy Brown's a pretty fast twitch boxer. Nasty striking from range. Long reach, 78 inches. Dalby's reach ain't bad at 74.5, but still 3.5 inches in favor of Randy Brown, who also has like a more, skinny frame. So those arms are damn long. Brown could touch him up with shots from the outside. I think he could sting Dalby with some dynamite shots. Yeah, I'm trying to fucking use puns here. And I think it could be a rude awakening for the range. I'm using too many puns. I got to chill the fuck out. But I'm going to say Randy Brown wins. Dalby's a relentless pressure-based fighter, has like that Wim Hof style breathing that he uses throughout fights. And he definitely doesn't ever quit on himself, and he's got good recovery, but I feel like Randy Brown's better than him, man. Dalby just going to try to smother him, control him against the cage, back him up, and hold him there and throw pepper and shots in the clinch, whereas Brown can do a lot more effective work from distance. And being 6'3" to 5'11", I think the leverages that he has inside of like the clinch and things like that will allow him to not take much damage from Dalby and also escape and most likely avoid being taken down as well. So I think that Randy Brown's good to go. I believe he's going to win this fight, man. I think Brown's going to be faster for sure. Striking's going to look better. And I think he touches Dalby up. You can see Dalby on the scale. To be honest, man, did Dalby look skinnier than normal? Or am I reaching a bit? Like Dalby looked like he lost a little muscle in his shoulders and his arms. You seeing that too, guys? Maybe it's just the angle, but I feel like Dalby has kind of lost a little thunder. The rainbow on his wrist. Interesting. Does that mean something we don't know? Is that symbolism that we don't know about? I don't know. I'm reaching a bit. I know nothing. I know nothing, but it could be a symbolic thing. I don't know. Not trying to make assumptions. Whatever he is, he is. But right? Isn't that interesting? I didn't pick that up the first time I saw the damn weigh-ins. I just noticed that now. There's Randy Brown. He kind of looks pissed off, man. He's cutting a 170 at 6'2", 6'3". Yeah, I'd be pissed off too, damn. Let's get the face off between the two of these savages. Let's find the face off. Oh my gosh, where is the face off? I think I got to search for it, chat. Bump, 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 bump. Listen, we do it live action like this. My plan all along was I wanted to really build anticipation for this face off. I was going to make you wait. We count down the moments. Randy Brown facing off with Nicolas Dalby. Okay? We search for it. There it is, right in front of us. Big. Huge. It's absolutely huge. That height advantage for Randy Brown, I think, is going to be a key. That length advantage, a key. It was a lot of intensity. I think Brown stings him with some straights. I think Brown could put his lights out too, man. Look, my side profile looks similar to Dalby here. What the fuck? I'm getting knocked out, chat. Randy Brown's knocking me out. It is what it is, bro. It is what it is. But yeah, I think Randy Brown wins, guys. We're going with Brown. Hands should look pretty good. And I think a W is incoming. Minus 300 sucks, but it is what it is. Dalby's a plus 250 underdog. It's a Randy Brown fight, I feel like. Brown from range stings him up. Over is minus 345. Brown, he could get a KO, okay? Plus 275, not saying to bet it, but Brown's got a nice right. The way he flattens Salikov, if he can get full extension of that straight, Dalby could get absolutely fucking dropped, man. Plus 105 for Brown on the cards. I think that Randy Brown is going to win this fight. I think Randy Brown does some damage with the boxing. I think his hands look quick. I think he looks slick from the outside. I think he moves pretty well, avoids Dalby's blitzes and cage pressure. And I think Randy Brown, the rude boy, is going to handle business against the Danish Dynamite. So I'll say Brown. I'll say KO's live. I think he comes back from the loss to Battle, which a lot of people felt like he could have won. And the thing that Battle has on Dalby is that size, right? Battle is looking Brown right in his face, eye to eye, where Dalby's a good amount shorter, man. So I think Randy Brown, distance striking advantage, helps him a lot. I think he looks fluid, and I think he has good moments, and I think Randy Brown's winning. Next fight, it brings us to our big four, because like this feels like the real main card. Michel Pereira versus Abus Magomedov. I have been picking Abus Magomedov throughout the week. I have my doubts about Michel Pereira's gas tank. Oh, well, he went 5 rounds with Hernandez. Listen, he was a dead fish after round number 1. You understand? He was just fucking getting taken down at will, controlled, didn't offer much resistance. His absolute explosiveness dropped substantially. His power bar diminishes fast. When things go awry, Michel Pereira falls apart. He's had some impressive wins. He burst onto the damn scene at 185 pounds with 3-minute knockouts, you know? 3 quick dubs, you know, goes out, takes out Mikhail Jacek, André Petroski, Ior Potieria. 3 okay fighters, but I feel like Abus Magomedov is actually pretty clean. His striking's good from range, picks his shots pretty well from the outside, has a solid wrestling base as well, is Dagestan blood, which I think gives him, you know, the threat of the takedown. I feel like Abus Magomedov is more tactical and technical in striking, whereas Michel Pereira is the explosive monster, early start, exploding into shots and just going for the kill. But when it doesn't go his way and he slows down, round 2 and 3, I think the likelihood of him getting a finish over Abus Magomedov drops substantially. And I think Abus Magomedov can actually find some wrestling success come round 2 and 3, and I expect him to land takedowns. As far as the striking, I think Abus Magomedov with that sniper style makes it difficult for Pereira to close that gap effectively and land on him. And I say, oh, well, Bruno Ferreira caught Abus Magomedov. I'll say this, hands on hands, I think Bruno Ferreira is more dangerous than Pereira with just boxing. I think Michel Pereira with his kicking arsenal and his chaos factor makes himself more dangerous. But I think that Abus Magomedov can look pretty good in this fight, man. I think Abus Magomedov is going to be tactical and avoid the early blitzes and onslaught from Michel Pereira. And I think Abus Magomedov is going to take home a win. Judges' scorecard seems pretty likely. I think key takedowns in the second and third round, some moments in striking. I feel like Abus is good to go. And I think people will say, oh shit, Abus Magomedov's still here. I mean, to be real, the only UFC losses are Sean Strickland and Kyle Barrio, two elite level guys. Yes, Michel Pereira only lost recently is to Anthony Hernandez, but we've seen him taken down and outworked in the past, even down at, 170 pounds against fucking what, Tristan Connolly years ago. Not trying to use MMA math because that's, almost like feels like a damn generation ago. Abus Magomedov, I'll be honest with you guys, bro. He got aura on the scale. He's coming in with the fucking black eye. This guy's sparring hard, man. Looks jacked, looks shredded up. I think that the cardio issues exist on both sides, but maybe overplayed for Abus, man. Michel Pereira looks shredded, but I don't know why I feel like he lost aura, man. He also didn't he get caught last fucking card? He got caught. I talked about earlier in the week with the girlfriend at the event, the wife at home and shit. He fallen into the temptations of the flesh, and that same temptation leads him to wilt when things go awry. I've said it all week. And I think Abus Magomedov is going to put the fucking pace on him later and land takedowns and back him up, make him uncomfortable. When that power bar drops, I think Abus Magomedov really starts to thrive and shine and take this fight over. So the pick is going to be Abus Magomedov to get it done against, the intimidating finisher. There's the face-off between the two, Stone Cold look. And another one, Dagestan versus Brazil. I'm going to go with Dagestan. Is it biased? No. I picked Dagestan a lot, but I picked Vinicius Oliveira over Nurmagomedov earlier this year, and I was right. Okay? I've had some good picks against Dagestan too, but I feel like here I have to favor the side of the dog blood. I'm going with Abus Magomedov to outwork Michel Pereira and win the fight. I feel pretty good about it too. Around plus 125, plus 118 for Abus, minus 138 to minus 145 for Michel Pereira. Now, over is minus 208. I think it's live to go over a round and a half for sure, but that definitely favors the side of Abus. If we're going distance, you have to assume it's an Abus win. Michel Pereira winning by decision would kind of shock me here in this fight. Abus Magomedov over takedown and a half is plus 140. I actually think that's kind of live too. Magomedov wins via decision plus 400, submission up at plus 700. It would be a gas Pereira getting sub, but Abus does got a good arm triangle, but I'm going to say he controls position more so than actually gets the finish and wins by submission. Let's see here. What's this spread? Abus spread minus 130 if he takes a round, but I think he's winning this fight. What's this line? I'm looking at these weird ass lines because why not? Abus Magomedov by unanimous decision plus 500. I think he's winning unanimous decision. I think he clearly wins 2 rounds. I think he could lose the first, but then second and third he takes over. I'm going Abus Magomedov as an underdog to take out Michel Pereira and pull off, I feel like, a pretty badass upset. And we're going Dagestan over Brazil ×2 on this card here. Let's jump to our featured fight of the night. We got Giga Chikadze versus David Onama. Now, red flag is Giga Chikadze misses weight by a pound, but that's not so much of where the red flag lies. It's this. Did you notice he was shaking when he was weighing in? Like, you could tell he was shaking a bit. He had a hard weight cut. I've been picking Giga Chikadze all week. I savage dog lock Giga Chikadze, and my God, then he misses weight and he looks shaky on the scale. I'll be honest, yo. I'm never backing down from my savage dog lock, never ever, but I'm worried about it. Now, I believe Giga Chikadze absolutely locked in training. I think that he is definitely the best version of himself as an MMA fighter ever here. Just worried about, a bad recovery from the weight cut. But overall, Giga Chikadze has a clear-cut striking advantage. David Onama has power in his hands, but he leaves openings and he gets hit. He got dropped by Rolando Romero last time. He's going to look to wrestle, take Giga down and control, but I don't think David Onama is that good at offensive wrestling / grappling. I think Giga Chikadze is able to defend the wrestling threat / grappling threat of David Onama. I think Giga's much faster and more technical in the striking department. I think he can land nice kicks to the body, good punches as well. I think he can stay on the bicycle and move and pick shots from the outside, or if it's got to turn into a bit of a dogfight, I think Giga can make David Onama pay, and I could see him hurting Onama in this fight. At 36 years old, I know some people are worried about where is Giga at, but I feel as though we got a legit-ass Giga Chikadze coming in. His wrestling game should be evolved. I know he's been doing work with Merab Dvalishvili and Cub Swanson's crew as well, so a little change of scenery for him where normally he was just with King's MMA. I feel like Giga Chikadze comes back with a vengeance here. Now, I did an interview with Giga. Me and Finchman talked to him Monday, not this past one, but the Monday before. And he seemed locked the fuck in. And then he misses weight. I was shocked by that. I was shocked because he was already in the fucking sauna, man. But I think Giga's pretty dangerous, man. He seems locked in this spot. And I do think Giga Chikadze wins. I mean, he's coming off of a fight against Arnold Allen where he lost a 29-28 decision, but he did good early. It was competitive against one of the, best guys in the division, top 6 in Arnold Allen. I feel like David Onama's not there. I mean, wins over Santos. Santos is a great prospect, man. I love Gabriel Santos. So him getting knocked out by Onama hurt me at that moment. Jonathan Pierce win, and I picked Onama there in that fight. It wasn't a great performance. Romero win, but my God, man, he got fucking dropped in the first round. And then he's got that Nate Landwehr loss nearly 3 years ago. It's a long time now, but the highest level he's fought is like a Nate Landwehr, and he did falter. I think Giga Chikadze is a lot crisper than that. Technical striking from Giga, I think he looks good. I think Giga's got a couple more performances left, even at 36 years old, and I think he's getting a win here. I'm not straying against my Savage Dog lock because of the scale being off target. Now, he looked pretty decent on the scale. To be honest, like Giga's in good shape. He's shredded up. It's a pretty typical Giga look. He just missed weight by a pound. Maybe it was tactical. They're like, yo, we ain't getting that extra pound off. Why risk it? David Onama looks straight out the fucking Walking Dead. He looks straight out the fucking Walking Dead. Holy shit. Onama looks reanimated, bro. I'm terrified. I'd be fearful, man. Just looking at him like that, Onama looks scary, bro. Holy shit. The face-off between these two is right here. Let's look. Let's look at the soul. Let's look at the intensity at the face-off, man. Look at that. Face-to-face. Giga looks all right, though. He filled in nicely. Both guys did. I feel like Giga's going to handle business. I think he could do well here against Onama. Onama's going to try and grapple, man. He's going to try, but I think he's going to be met with some strong resistance and realize, oh, shit, Giga might be known for striking, but his grappling defense is live. Plus 160. We're sticking with the Savage Dog. Minus 185 for Onama. I think Giga's live to win, but do yourself a favor. Don't go chasing the props. Just play the motherfucking money line. Why? Why? Why I got to chase props? Why I got to shoot for it? Why I got to chase? What am I going to do? Oh, Chikadze decision, plus 250. Likely, possible, KO plus 600. He could put Onama out, but Onama's a good athlete. I feel like Chikadze could win it on the cards, cleaner striking, landing some big shots and hurting Onama. I like the chances of Giga Chikadze winning this fight. I do think he pulls through. If you don't like the money line at Chikadze, let's see what the spread sits at. Chikadze spread minus 150. I do think that he takes a round at the worst, but I think he wins this fight. I think unanimous decision is very live. I think a knockout is also possible too. Giga Chikadze, one of the nastiest body kickers in the damn UFC bantamweight, featherweight division, period. One of the nastiest kickers in the game. When Giga Chikadze is on one, terrifying. And I believe that Giga Chikadze can defeat David Onama. In Evolve, Giga Chikadze at 36 is still in his prime, and he's got a couple more good performances left under his belt, and he takes out the unproven at a high level David Onama here. Giga Chikadze, Savage Dog. Good luck to the boy. Let's go. Next fight, co-main event. We got Anthony Lionheart Smith versus Ming Yang Zhang, the Iron. The Iron. I was going to say the Iron Tiger, but it's the Mountain Tiger. I like the Iron Tiger. I don't know. There's something cooler about that. Mountain Tiger is chill, but Ming Yang, the Iron Tiger, like it doesn't make sense. That's why it's savage. Of course, the pick is the Mountain Tiger. And then we got Lionheart. It's actually a dope matchup. When you think about symbolism, right? You have Lionheart versus Mountain Tiger. And I've always felt if a Mountain Tiger and a Lion were to go toe-to-toe in a death match, I would pick the Mountain Tiger. I think that Ming Yang Zhang takes the heart of Lionheart and sends him into retirement. I'm going Ming Yang Zhang by KO, as the masses are. What's Tapology? Yeah, 92%. Oh my God, base pick. No, this is a pretty simple one. I believe that Ming Yang Zhang is going to show heavy knockout power. I think he's going to land some thunderous punches. I think he's going to be dangerous with his boxing. I think he's going to be effective with his explosiveness. I think he's going to hurt Anthony Lionheart Smith. And I think he's going to knock him out in the first 2 rounds. We have a slowed Anthony Smith, an aged Anthony Smith, and an Anthony Smith who said, this is my last fight. They say it's a bad sign when fighters talking about retirement. It's a damn bad sign with this retirement fight for me. I don't like the chances, man. I think Ming Yang Zhang can pull through. I'm going to say Ming Yang Zhang gets his hand raised against, battered and beaten version of Anthony Smith that's just simply put had too many damn wars. He looks okay on the scale, but like, bro, when Anthony Smith was in his prime, he definitely looked better than this. Anthony Smith in his prime was definitely leaner. Like, look at the fat. he carrying around like a bit of visible body fat. Like he looks like a dated Anthony Smith, man. It doesn't look like Prime Smith. Then there's Ming Yang Zhang, not a shredded absolute freak, but at 26 years old, definitely more, youthful, definitely more oomph left in his game. Whereas I really feel like Smith's been in it so many times, 60 plus pro fights, the body starts to give out, man. There's the face off between the two. I feel like Ming Yang Zhang, first or second round KO. I think that Smith gets stuck up on the feet and cracked. I don't think he has the wrestling to, drag Ming Yang to the ground and sub him. The way Ming Yang loses is if he puts himself in a stupid spot and tries to grapple with Anthony Smith. But if he keeps it striking, his speed advantage is going to be evident. His boxing is fucking scary. And I think he's going to punch a hole through Anthony Smith's face. So Ming Yang Zhang by KO is the official pick. Minus 370. The odds were way wider. There's actually bettable in a parlay. This is way better. This is awesome. Anthony Smith plus 295. I do anticipate a Ming Yang Zhang win via KO here. Zhang to win by knockout. The odds have been pretty bad all week. Yeah, minus 235. That's why the money line is more of a parlay piece. Smith by sub plus 800 to plus 1,000. That's his way to win. How many losses Ming Yang Zhang got by submission here? Submitted twice. Last submission loss, rear naked choke in 2019 against a debuting guy. Pretty bad loss, man. And he's got the Askar Mazarov loss, which really aged like shit. But he's gotten better. He's only 26 years old. And we know a lot of these Chinese prospects take way too many fights way too often. Probably first round, but that line's kind of shit at minus 115. Second round's better at plus 400. If you just go KO round one, it's minus 105. Probably a first or second round win, and it's minus 285 for Zhang. Great. To find value on Zhang at this point, you just parlay him. Zhang Ming Yang, Ming Yang Zhang, Big Bang Bosch, but this one's Big Bang Zhang. I think that Ming Yang Zhang's boxing is going to look good here. And people are going to say, oh shit, this guy's a menace. And I think he's going to land some thunderous blows on Anthony Smith. I think he's going to drop Anthony Smith and knock him out. I think first round is pretty likely for when the fight gets wrapped up. I'm going the Iron. I'm saying the Iron Tiger. How many times am I going to say it? I like the Iron Tiger though, man. I'm going with the Mountain Tiger, Ming Yang Zhang, to win via thunderous KO against the seasoned Anthony Smith. And I hope they give him a nice retirement reel in a post-fight interview after the fight. Even if he's viciously knocked out, they might not, but hopefully it's not vicious enough that he can't do the interview. And maybe they just interview him anyways. It is what it is. Let's jump to the main event. If you guys are watching and enjoying and you haven't hit the likes, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. We got Machado Garry versus Carlos Prates. And even though the odds favor the Garry side, I feel as though I've been in the minority with the community when we discuss the fight throughout the week in the live chats. I'm going Machado Garry to win. I think that Machado Garry is going to show a more well-versed and fine-tuned mixed martial arts game. Yes, Carlos Prates is a terrifying Muay Thai striker. You see the tattoo on his chest? Of course. He's got heavier punches, for sure. He's more dangerous with his knees to the body. But Garry is an efficient kickboxer, for sure. Garry's well-versed on the feet. He's tactical on the feet. He has quick kicks. He's got good lateral movement. And he does have good boxing combinations, even if he's not a thunderous power hitter. He's an effective striker, okay? When you talk about the grappling, they'll flex. The Prates has a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and I'll flex back at you. So does Alex Pereira. You know what I'm saying? I believe that Machado Garry could drag this fight to the mat and control Prates. I think he could find success in grappling entanglements with Prates. He's working with Shoot That Box Diego Lima. He's out there with Charles Oliveira. He's worked with Damian Maia. Machado Garry's jiu-jitsu, I expect to be like exploding as far as the skill set goes over the past, 12 months or so. Even in the Shavkat fight leading up to it, he was with them. And he did well against Shavkat. I mean, Shavkat's injured, right? We got all the rumors that Shavkat's hurt, this, and that. He only did good with Shavkat because Shavkat was hurt. I think Garry showed that Shavkat's human, and I think he showed, damn, Garry's actually legit. He's willing to jump in and fight high-level fights on short notice, taking these big spots. I really believe Machado Garry's got skills, man. I think he's good in every area of the game. I think he's going to be better at grappling than Carlos Prates. I think he's going to have a higher MMA fighting IQ. And Carlos Prates, I still question the gas tank when we start mixing in wrestling because he is a cigarette smoker and there's an effect on the lungs. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Yes, you can strike all day long as a cigarette smoker. Or if you're a grappler and you started with grappling, you can probably grapple all day long. But when you mix in the art that you're not as comfortable with, I question. I think Ian Machado Garry is going to handle business against Carlos Prates here. I think he's going to actually be competitive in the striking and avoid the big power shots of Prates, back Prates up and catch him with some shots and make him uncomfortable, drag him to the ground, control him a bit. Don't be shocked if Ian Garry finishes this fight, but I also could see Ian Garry pulling off a decision, but he could sting Prates with a big punch and then pull off a sub too. I have said it, man. I think that Ian Machado Garry is going to take out the big four of the fighting nerds. He's taking out one of them. He's given Prates his first L. I'm going with Ian Machado Garry, man. I believe he is going to win this fight, genuinely. I think his fight IQ is live. He's looking in better shape every time, too. He's 27 years old, showing vast improvements time and time again. Dude looks shredded up and ready to go to war. Prates looks great on the scale, too. No diss on Prates. He's definitely coming in shape. But, man, I think this is Ian Garry's time. Ian Garry, you know, stateside, they troll him. He's a cuck. He's this. He's that. But the reality is he's a badass fighter willing to take on anybody. He says some edgy shit that people don't like. I get it. It gets under their skins. But skill for skill, I think he's more well-versed than the dangerous Carlos Prates. Look at the tattoos on Prates. He's tattooed like a fucking menace to society. Makes Garry look like he got no ink on him. Makes Garry look business professional here. Good face-off between the two, though. Little bit of a height edge for Ian Machado Garry. I think he's going to look good. I think people are going to say, oh, shit, with Ian Garry. I really do. I think it's a holy fuck. He slayed the dragon. He slayed the dragon of the terrifying striking force that is Carlos Prates. Carlos Prates is a badass striker. I love his style. I'm a fan of his style. I always enjoy the hell out of his dangerous striking attack. He's good in all areas. Knees to the body are terrifying. His punches are terrifying. He moves pretty well. But honestly, I can see him getting backed up, caught with straights also from that southpaw stance, then pressed against the cage and kind of dwindling down the power bar. Ian Garry mixing in, you know, some clinch work, some takedown threats, some trips. And Ian Garry's skillful as well, man. Ian Garry's still good in the striking. It's like for some reason there's this viewpoint that Prates is just going to kill Ian Garry in the feet. Oh, well, look at the Neil Magny fight. Yeah, Ian Garry beat the shit out of Neil Magny for 3 rounds. And then Magny also got knocked out by Michael Morales. And then Prates knocked him out. He fought a withered version of Neil Magny. I think Ian Garry still fought a Neil Magny with some oomph left in him. And I'm going to say Ian Garry takes home the W. He's minus 160. The odds, they've gotten a little bit wider, man. Wow. Some money coming in on Ian Garry. I think it's because he looked good on the scale and he looked intense in the face-off. Prates got caught smoking a cigarette by Chris Gutierrez earlier this week, too. Plus 140 for the side of Carlos Prates. Let's see here. Do we play the props? Over 2.5, I think it does hit at minus 200. You know, Ian Garry down the center. If you really want to grab your nuts and run for the fucking savagery and play the main event, I do think Ian Garry is live to pull through. I believe that he will find a way to win. Garry by a decision, the official method of victory called throughout the week, plus 235. But a finish doesn't blow my mind. It's just, does he knock Prates out or does he win by sub? So inside distance, plus 225. If you are feeling the finish, maybe a gassed out Carlos Prates gets rear naked choked or ground and pounded or caught with the shot on the feet. Garry by KO is what? Plus 375 and Garry by sub plus 600. The sub line is better, even though I feel like the sub is more expected, or maybe not even expected, but more probable than the damn KO. Because KO on a Prates seems intense, but maybe after round 3, things will shift, right? We got to see how Prates looks when he's tested to that breaking point. Garry wins via elbow kick. Wow, they got the craziest props. I want the specific submission prop. Garry via rear naked choke. Garry submission decision plus 135. Garry scorecards equal no action plus 130. I mean, it probably goes, but the thing is, if Prates wins, it's probably KO. I don't think that's good. Plus 125 if Machado Garry really dominates the fight or, you know, pulls off a finish. I'm going to say Ian Machado Garry, definitely live to win. Could find the finish, but could 50-45 or 49-46 Prates and just outwork him overall and just show him the levels of a higher caliber MMA game. I'm going to say Ian Garry brings a tactical game plan, fights smart, and slays the fighting nerds dragon of Carlos Prates. For this week, I got to be symbolic. I'm dropping the fighting nerds glasses, and I just crushed them under my chair. It is what it is, chat. We're going with Ian Machado Garry to defeat Carlos Prates. And those are the post-weigh-in predictions for UFC Kansas City. But we're not done yet. I just want to rehash the parlays. So things look good. I mean, maybe you're taking Gutierrez out because I'm worried, but maybe just leave him in. Ride with the parlays you already played. The Gutierrez, it's a fucking coin flip. That's really what I was getting at you, bro. I'm thinking split decision. It could go either damn way. All right? Betting side might be, stay away from the betting side of that fight. But I do want to cook up a quick little post weigh-in magic for you guys that I was thinking, you know, I feel like this is worthwhile. What if we went a little alternate action? Roberto Romero early in the night, and we go with Ian Garry plus 237. Doesn't that have a nice ring to it? Keep it simple, keep it early in the night, and go main event. You throw Evan Elder as well. I think he probably hits plus 405. That's a nice 3-play as well. You want to keep going? You want to take it a step further? Mingyang Zhang should win plus 528. Now, if you're like, yo, I want to throw in something crazy. I want some plus money. Okay, well, you want to go Giga? You think he handles plus 1596. You worried about the weight miss? I don't blame you. You want to go Abus plus 1307. You want to go neither? Instead, you're like, yo, man, honestly, I'd rather just go the OV. Respect, plus 666. Is it bad luck or great luck? I don't know. You find out. There's a little post weigh-in run-through for you guys. Sure, Blackshear's live as well. You could put them in at plus 820, then bring the line way up. We can get reckless. We can get crazy. We can even get downright delusional with mixing things in. But overall, I think that little, D-Gen savagery I cooked up for a moment. What's left probably also is quite live as well. Maybe you don't want to play Evan Elder because you're like, you know what? I'm avoiding fights that are coming in on short notice. Machado Garry, Mingyang Zhang, Aliskerov, plus 162. You don't want to play Ikram. You're worried. Mingyang Zhang and Garry, you're picking the damn main event and co-main event, plus 115. You don't want Mingyang, and you just want to go Ian Garry with the side of Romero, who I think gets a gritty win, plus 237. Maybe you go on Amorim by sub with Ian Garry, even if you want to chase it to another level. I know it's, not necessarily recommended to go, prop city like this, but, plus 178, Machado Garry and Amorim by submission doesn't seem crazy. There's some ways you can mix and match it, but there's a little extra love. I do like that Amorim sub in a parlay, not so much just the straight money line. But overall, I think we got some money calls this week. Definitely let me know in the comments what you think of the predictions and drop some of your favorite picks. And, let me know post weigh-in. Anything change for you? And what's the main event take? Let me know in the comments, you savages. If you have nothing to say in those comments, we just enjoy the content as always. W in the chat to boost the algorithm for your boy. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's weigh-in recap show. I love each and every one of you savages. Thank you guys for supporting. Smash the likes on your way out. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe and turn the post notifications on. You don't want to miss a video. You don't want to miss a live stream. I'll be live for the whole card, so I'm looking forward to seeing you savages during the fight companion. Much love to my community. And hey, share the video too if you got a friend or a family member that might like it as well. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you all in the next one. Much love. Peace out.